Let's talk to David Marshall. It's Rob McLean and Craig Moore on Thursday's Go Radio Football Show with the Taxi Centre. David, how are you?
Hi guys, I'm good. Are you okay?
Yeah, very well. And you'll be very, very well at the moment. You've got a Happy New Year on the go already because you've got yourself a new club.
Yeah, it was happened really quickly at the start of the week. So obviously QPR had one of the goalkeepers in African nations, and then Jordan Archer unfortunately dislocated his shoulder at the weekend. So it was a bit of a whirlwind, 48 hours, 24 hours actually, at the start of the week, but delighted to get down and get straight into it with a big game at the weekend.
Yeah, Seny Dieng is away with Senegal, isn't he, at the African Cup of Nations, and Jordan Archer, as you say, injured at the weekend during that penalty shootout in the FA Cup. So I take it you're straight in then for that game against West Brom on Saturday.
Yeah, so we've got the game against West Brom. It's just myself and a kind of younger group of goalkeepers down here just now. So yeah, the club was in a position where they had to do something. So for me, I was just desperate to get back playing games. It's been a long 4 months since the last transfer window closed. So the opportunity was too good to turn down.
David, it's Craig Moore here. How are you, mate?
Hi, Craig. You good?
Yeah, good, pal. Listen, I mean, a fantastic opportunity. Firstly, delighted with the move for you. QPR fifth on the table. I tell you what, there's some excitement in terms of this back end of the season. A lot at stake, and you know, in terms of promotion potential, but also national team, it puts you in a good position at least to be involved at that top level that you were chasing.
Yeah, thanks, mate. That's exactly it. For me, speaking at my agent before the window opened, it was trying to get somewhere, get back playing as early as possible in the window. Yeah. So it's gave me that chance. But the added bonus, as you say, they're sitting fifth in the league. Real good chance of maintaining that playoff spot, but not a million miles away for the top two as well. So if we can keep the injuries to a minimum, I've obviously had the chance to train with the squad the last couple of days. It's really talented, and I think we have 3 lads at African Nations. If we can get them back, I don't think we'll be far away. So it's a good squad. And obviously, as you mentioned there, the national scene always takes care of itself. Yeah. But for me, it's getting back to performing. I always believe if I can get back playing regular club football, I'll get back there. But the main focus, certainly for the next month or so, will be QPR.
Mate, well, you'll definitely get plenty of games in that time. I'm just looking through your schedule of games, and I tell you what, the Championship, don't they throw them in? But it's just great to be involved. And you know, West Brom is going to be a huge one, but you look at your next 4 or 5 games. You've got Coventry there, you've got Swansea, you've got Reading, you've got Millwall. They're great games to be involved in.
Yeah, great games. There's a lot of London derbies down here in the Championship. The atmosphere's great. Obviously, Millwall is just a special atmosphere at any time. But yeah, as you say, big, massive games. If you can have a big week, there's a lot of 3-game weeks here. If you can get 9 points on the board, it can jump you so quickly. So it's just getting that consistency, but I think QPR have had this season. And as I say, it's put them in a fantastic position at the moment.
And David, are you glad to put your Derby County days behind you?
Yeah, listen, I've nothing bad to say about the club at all. The way it ended for myself was difficult. It was a tough 4 months, and I think the club's still going through a tough spell with trying to get a new owner in. And credit to the players, they've been exceptional under the circumstances. And again, they've gave themselves a chance. So I do hope it works out. It's a fantastic club with great people. As I say, I'm delighted to get out just selfishly, but I'm sure that club will kick on once the right owner is in charge.
And it must have been really painful for you because of what happened, because you weren't playing, that you saw your Scotland squad place vanishing before your very eyes because Stevie Clarke couldn't pick you because you weren't playing.
Yeah, it was a difficult one. I spoke to the manager towards the end August, and just had the conversation. I was at that time trying to get out and try to find the club, but Derby told me the situation really late, so everybody was kind of set with their goalkeepers at that time. So yeah, I have no issue with that at all. You're not playing games; you need to be right for international. So yeah, no problem with that at all. Hopefully that can change for me, but the Scotland manager Steve's been great, so completely understand his reasoning behind that.
I say that with David. You say that Steve Clarke's been great. Has he been in touch then, just to wish you all the best on this particular move?
Not yet. No, I've not had the time. As I say, it's been a mad few days. I've had loads of text messages and phone calls coming in, so I'll get back to them. But yeah, I'll be looking to perform well, and hopefully I can catch Steve's eye again, I'm sure.
And that's all you want, David, isn't it? All you want is the opportunity to play. That's what makes it really frustrating, isn't it? When you're sitting on the sidelines and you can't play, and you can't make your claim for a place in the Scotland squad. And what you have now is a big opportunity, and a really high profile opportunity as well.
That's it, Rob. Yeah, I think the frustration for me was when I never got out in the summer, and the way Derby had said that I was almost redundant for that 4 months. I knew I wasn't going to play football until January again, unless kind of exceptional circumstances happen. But so there was almost the end there, but I still had the 4 months to stew over it. So yeah, just to have the opportunity, something to look forward to. It's difficult to train, especially in September, October time, when you're training Monday to Friday, and then the weekend passes you by, and you see the Scotland games and how important they are and how big they are. And you don't actually realise how much football you miss. And the European football kicks in for the lads, and you're texting your mates, and they've played 20, 30 games, and you've not played any. So, yeah, just that opportunity again. That's all anybody can ask for, and it's up to me to then perform.
It must have played with your head, that spell. That really, I mean, frustrating probably doesn't quite cover it in terms of a word to describe it. I mean, what sort of agonies were you going through?
It was tough. As I say, there was a bit of finality when the window closed in the summer, because I knew at Derby, regardless of what happened, I don't think I was going to play. So yeah, I would say the first few weeks were very tough, and then there was a stage of limbo in October time, when there's still a long time to January, it felt like. But then you get going again. You just try and keep as most professional as you can, and as I say, edging towards the window, you're trying to get yourself in peak condition to go and play. I said to my agent that I really wanted to get out early in the window, and I've been lucky. Circumstances at QPR have allowed that.
I mean, you're obviously going to take it one step at a time. You get in the team, you play, you hope to perform to the best of your abilities, you hope to get a good long run of games. But the Scotland thing must be a big driving. I mean, you're a national hero, aren't you? So there'll be a probably monument eventually built to you for what you did in terms of qualifying for the Euros. Scotland must be a big thing in the back of your mind about reasons to get back playing and back performing at your top level again.
Yeah, it is. Certainly in the summer, if I'd got that move, or I continued playing at Derby, then I feel as if I would have been there. But yeah, it's so every player that plays for Scotland or the other country will tell you how important it is. But just my personal circumstances of how well it was going, and then we made obviously the tournament for the first time in a while. Yeah, it probably does hurt that little bit more than most. So it's certainly always been in the back of my mind. But throughout my whole career, it's you need to perform at club level, or else you don't get there. So I need to get myself back fit and playing well to even enter the manager's thoughts, because there's a few goalkeepers coming through. I know Xander and Liam Kelly have done really well this season. So
Big Craig's doing okay.
Yeah, I don't make mention of everybody else well he's doing. So yeah, it's the boys have taken a chance. Obviously, it looks as if Xander may be moving quite.
Yeah.
If not now, in the summer, his contract coming to an end, and John's obviously does great when he goes in at Rangers. So yeah, as I say, it's all down to me now, because I've got that opportunity.
Absolutely, you're absolutely confident coming in. Obviously, you touch on in terms of training and not having that reward of playing the matches, for a period of time at the weekend. With that time out, we know that training is completely different to matches in terms of your decision making. But you got total confidence that you're ready to go in and do the job, yeah?
Yeah. I think the experience helps here, Craig. I think there were no doubt, as I say, there might be some rustiness, but there's nothing I can do about it. I've just trained as hard as I can, and I think it was good that I managed to get training with QPR on Tuesday. So I've had the build up and seen the tactical work, and try and do as much analysis in the next couple of days just to get a feel for the squad and how they play. So the manager's been pretty good that way. But yeah, I feel good, and say hopefully that experience that I have can help come Saturday.
How, David, was watching those Scotland World Cup qualifiers, when you've been the man, when you've been the goalkeeper, and then suddenly you're a spectator. I know you did a bit of did a bit of TV stuff, didn't you, with Sky? But how was that, watching from the touchline rather than being part of it?
Yeah, it was strange. Yeah, very strange. I did the Israel game and we scored. And Scott McTominay scored last minute, so that was strange because the fact that it was a full house again. The noise that night was incredible. So that was something that I've not had even when we qualified and then got to the Euros. We never had a full house, so that was in my mind that a full Hampden again would be nice to get back to. But yes, it's a tough watch. I was fully confident. I think obviously that was a big turning point in October when we beat Israel at home.
That was a watch. That was a watch for you, wasn't it? You were doing the television, I think. You were at the game, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the game, and it felt like the first real big game when everybody was allowed back in.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere was electric, and I think it just builds. Even though you win last minute, you might not have played as well as we should have done, certainly first half. But it builds that rapport with the fans, scoring last minute, and it just carries it on for the summer. That good feeling. And then the boys were so professional in November. The expectation was there, but they got the job done pretty comfortably in the end.
Well, there's a lot of people listening in. A lot of people up here will be hoping that everything goes according to plan, that you do what we're used to seeing you do for Queen's Park Rangers starting from Saturday. And there'll be a lot of people hoping that the name of Dee Marshall is back in that Scotland squad before too much longer, come the tail end of March. So good to hear from you, David, and we wish you all the best.
Tell Alexa to launch Go Radio or listen on the Go Radio app.